So you touched on a couple of psychological hacks. First one being kind of, hey, I was wondering if you could help me out. And people have this kind of need, and every person has this desire to help other people. And you also touched on when you're looking up to a mentor, talking about something that they created and how you put it into your life. And then now lastly, kind of the example of somebody hasn't responded to you, and it's actually the other one screwing up, you take the blame, and then they're coming out like, oh, no. Are there any other things that you really realized are almost kind of constant across people that have changed the game for how you deal with people, whether it's business or personal life?
Yeah, sure. Definitely. There's definitely a ton of stuff I'm trying to think about. So I think there's ways to be, there's ways to say there's certain ways to say things, say the same exact thing in an abrasive and a non-abrasive way. And literally 2 word changes can make the difference, right? Mm-hmm. And so the classic example is I could say something like, I could say like a crass joke, and if I put, or like something that's kind of like scathing, and there's a big difference if I put a smiley face at the end of it or not, right? Seriously, it really is. So all of a sudden it's like, whoa, you're a jerk, or oh, you're kind of funny and witty.
Yeah.
And so I'm constantly trying to, whatever I say, especially in email, I'm constantly trying to put myself in the other person's shoes and think about how I could tailor it so that it comes off, so that I can say something in such a way that does not come off negatively, but accomplishes the same thing, right? So instead of saying a great example of this is how I bring up working with competitors. And my boss, Kenny Herman, taught me this. He's the biggest badass ever. So I could say, for working with competitors, if I said yeah, and we work with competitors X, Y, and Z, and you should work with us too, all of a sudden it seems like, wow, cool, you're not somebody that I want to go grab a beer with. I can accomplish the same exact thing by saying, one of the things that X, Y, and Z love about us is that we do real-time updates everywhere they listen. And all of a sudden now, I've accomplished the same thing because I've implicitly stated that we work with these people, but I don't look like a douche. And people do things for people that they like. People buy from people they like. So it's always in your best interest to be a likable person and to be a nice guy. And so thus, you should constantly be looking to reframe statements in ways that make you look nice, or make you seem like a nice guy, or like you're not just one jerk, but still accomplish and communicate the same thing, right? And classic examples of classic another thing within that vein is using good cop, bad cop. So a lot of times you can't accommodate somebody's request, you can't do something for whatever reason. There's always somebody else within your organization that you can point the finger at as the reason why you can't do that. You're the good guy, somebody else is the bad guy, right? So, hey, I could ask for somebody for a progress update on a deal that I'm doing by saying hey, I need to know where the deal's at because I want to know. Or where's the deal? What's happening? Is it legal? Or I could say something like, hey, I have to do a progress report to my boss every Wednesday, and you have to go over where all the deals are, and I just want to make sure that I'm prepared for the meeting so he knows what's going on. Can you give me any color for the insight? And all of a sudden, I'm just the guy trying to do his job. And I'm asking for something, and I have this overbearing boss who's looking for it. So that's a powerful one. I think there's an art of making a no seem like a yes. So when you can't do something for somebody in any act of life, a trick you can do is say no, but then make it seem like you want to say yes. Like there'll be like somebody like, hey, do you know any VCs that are investors in this space? And maybe in reality, like I know one investor, but I know he's not making any investments, and I don't want to like put a burden on his time. I'll say what I'll always do is like, you know what, I actually don't right now, but just in case, let me know like what type of investor, like size fund that you're looking for. And all of a sudden I said no, but I've asked this person to give me like ammo so that I have opportunities to say yes, and like, wow, like that's turning a no into a yes. Like I've turned that no into like what would have been a negative interaction now into a positive interaction where somebody's like this person, and quite frankly, like yeah, I really will if there's an investor that makes sense, but you just can't always say yes to everything.
Right.
So that's a way that you can, by following up onto a no, you can say the right words to turn that negative interaction to a positive. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'll totally give you more ammo to go and find out, like, figure out like what positive outcome can come from this.
Right. Totally. Cool. So now I kind of want to switch it over a little bit more towards productivity. I love it.
Yeah, just one more. So I'm just wondering, like, what's next for you? Like, what are you still working on in biz dev? What things are you struggling with right now? Like, what's on your plate?
So I guess just a little background on my job. So we had this product where I joined a little over a year and a half ago. This company's single platform. We have a product that you type in your name, address, and phone number. Your local business, your restaurant, spa, salon. You're listed on hundreds of sites and apps where people are trying to find local businesses. So Google Places, Yelp, Urban Spoon, Foursquare, a ton of places where people make decisions about where they're going to eat, where they're going to get their laundry done, where they're going to get calla lilies for their girlfriend on Valentine's Day. I don't know what calla lilies are, but that's all I see example names. Nice. Basically, before single platform, there's no way for people to control their information across all those sites. So if I changed the price of a steak au poivre from $27 to $21 on my menu on my website, that probably my next door neighbor Bill, whose brother moved away to college, who now can't change the site, it's a huge problem. We make it really easy for you to make those changes everywhere you're listed, so that you're always not only portrayed in general, but portrayed accurately. What I did there was basically, along with my teammate, I've done content distribution deals through an API, so that every time somebody enters in the menu with their photos, with their name, address, and phone number in our portal, it propagates across all those sites instantly. So that's what I did originally. I've done a ton of different stuff with data around there, and the company got bought like 6 months ago. Got Constant Contact for $100 million. Awesome exit. And what I'm working on now is basically channel deals, where there's companies out there that have 10, 20, 30,000 customers who would benefit from our product. I'm working on relationships to introduce our product to their customer bases. So essentially reseller relationships, where you're going to sell into your customer base. We're going to do a revenue share, and it's a very low touch way for us to acquire more businesses and more data without having to have the overhead of sales, customer service, and ultimately empowering somebody else. Not only a way to make money, but a way to provide a ton of value through a great product to the customers. So that's what I'm working on. I mean, what I want to do next, start a company, or work for a really early stage company with badass people. Yeah, I don't know. But right now, getting some channel deals in, which is good.